So everyone assumed one way or another the Minnesota Vikings would draft J.J. McCarthy, and that's exactly what happened. However, about 95%, maybe more, of mock drafts over the last couple of weeks basically had Minnesota trading somewhere in the top 5 to get him. Now, they did have to make a trade up, but it was only to pick 10, which didn't cost them a whole lot, maybe a little bit more in their later rounds, but they ended up getting J.J. McCarthy at 10, and then, of course, trading up to 17 to grab Dallas Turner. They basically got a way cheaper version of what the Texans did. Will they get a lesser quality than the Texans did? We'll find out, of course, as C.J. Stroud was unbelievable. Will Anderson was also very, very good, so it'd be very hard to replicate what they did, but you have to assume that the Minnesota Vikings, let's say had an A-plus first round. I can't say the rest of the draft because not all of their other picks were great. Another really old corner, they love to do that. But in general, they didn't really have a lot of picks after the first round. So it's hard to give them a good grade for those rounds as they still left a lot of holes. Guard is still a problem. Running back depth is a problem, and of course interior D-line is a problem, and their corners are still a problem. Now I will say, crazy enough, they actually were a pretty good run defense team last year on paper, but in general you think they would have upgraded that position, but once again, lack of draft capital couldn't really do it. Getting some depth value with like Juergens at guard, they had a tackle, but realistically I shouldn't even have made Juergens. There's like 23-year-old, 24-year-old left guard, and tackle, and it's like, what am I going to get out of that? Even in next Madden, those guys just aren't going to do anything unless they prove something. The first 2 to 3 rounds, maybe you can, use some guy that's like normal dev or wwhatever, but everyone else is going to be like a 64 overall, normal dev, 23, 24-year-old lineman. There's literally no point. There's simply no point. Yeah, I don't think that's what Juergens looks like. I'll have to change that. But before we go into this any further, I did have to add a few names, nothing crazy. It's basically just the first 3 rounds, but this draft class, there might be better ones or worse ones out there, was made by Hot 3005. I imagine that is a workaround from having the name Hot Threesome 3005. I'm personally just curious to what the 3005 means. Is that the quantity of threesomes they had? That's like 9,000 people, 6,000 for them, I suppose. But yeah, that's the person's draft we're using. Check it out, perhaps, if you liked some of the ratings. This is what they have J.J. McCarthy rated as. I had to change his age, big deal. And then I made him star dev because I think he'll probably be star dev in the game. Looking at his ratings, pretty good. Obviously, this is a guy that we probably can use as our franchise quarterback. That's going to be the intention, at least. And then we look over at the defense. You have Dallas Turner, who is, I think, a superstar. I think he'll probably be, if not barely misses out on superstar. Power move 76, 73 finesse, 74 block shed. Insanely athletic, obviously. Once again, a guy that could have went all the way up to number 4 for all we knew. It was pretty much guaranteed they were going to take Marvin. But still, could have went up to 4, could have went at latest 8, but went all the way to 17. I'm not really sure why, but looking at the rest of the players, one of the best tackle duos in the league. Top 3 receiving threat options. Running back, once again, depth is hurting this team. And as much as I love Aaron Jones as a Packers fan, there's injury problems there. He will miss a couple of games in a row, and then, he's slated to come back, and it's like, it doesn't really feel that well, let's give it another week, and, before you know it, he's missed 4 weeks on an injury you thought maybe 1 or 2. He's a really good back when healthy, but that's the problem. When healthy is a problem. Definitely a better back than they had on their roster last season, but you would have thought maybe they would have drafted someone in the 6th or 7th round. We see the Pachecos kind of come out of the woodwork, so why not? And then obviously we look at the defensive side of the ball. Safeties are pretty good here. Corner is still just like, is Mekhi Blackmon their best corner on the team? Quite possibly. We added Kyrie Jackson, the 6'4" cornerback, but once again, I believe he is 24 in real life, so what are you really getting with him here? I mean, not a starter in Madden, I'll tell you that much. And then interior D-line's not great, but they did also, I should, not gloss over it, do a really good job in free agency at linebacker. Van Ginkel was graded outstandingly well last season. Blake Cashman also very good, but Van Ginkel is even going to start over Grenard, who is a 77 overall, who got paid a 4-year, $76 million deal. It's just, he's not very good in game. I can't start him over Van Ginkel, who is already an 84 overall, about the same age, and then just in general better. I'm also not sure why EA has his coverage rating so low, and pretty sure he graded out like 86, 87 point for his coverage grade, which is ridiculous. But yeah, going back into Madden mode, corners, maybe safeties, interior line for sure. We'll see about Blake Cashman, guards for sure, and we're kind of chilling. Then running back maybe, but this is not the worst team. This is like an above average team slightly, especially in Madden realm. We also have a mentor rookie, probably Jordan Addison, but I don't know. And it is Jordan Addison, who's going to go to Superstar Dev, I think. I can't remember if you get Superstar with wide receiver mentors. I know running back always gives you a dev up, and I think tight end does as well, but wide receiver I think might be a little different. We're about to find out. Mentor rookie. Let's see it. Please be just Superstar. Just give me Superstar. Is he? Nice! Okay. Call it what you want, but I mean, Jordan Addison is a superstar in the making, so let's just have it. I played it how it lies. I'll tell you what, I played it how it lies. And of course, if you guys want to see another rebuild, which, I mean, we're all kind of rebuild addicts, you know, let me know by, I suppose, leaving a like, maybe subscribing if you're new, but the biggest thing you can do is just straight up tell me which rebuild team you want to see next. We already did the Broncos, even though we didn't give them the, you know, Troy Franklin and a couple of other, you know, round 2 to 7 players. Probably don't do a redo on that, but maybe in the future. That's why I didn't do a rebuild yesterday, but I wanted to get at least one draft rebuild, especially the shocking one, if you will, out there. Not quite as shocking as the Falcons, which we'll end up doing at some point. But yeah, let me know what team you want to see next. Kind of thinking maybe the Raiders would be next. Brock Bowers could be kind of fun. But yeah, lots of rebuilds coming, so make sure to stick around. And of course, if you are not new to the channel, appreciate your continued support on the channel. And maybe you have never, you know, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, or my second channel, Pkr Plays, which definitely is slacking on a little bit, but we are here. Didn't light up. Okay, well, that's a great start. Oh, he still gets XP, though. Oh, yeah, we're in participation trophy era of real life. Let's go. Didn't light up the stat sheet, but you won. Here's the participation trophy. You participated. You weren't the reason we won, but hey, good job. Not quite the same as when you get a trophy for losing, though. And I gotta say, the Vikings, with their base scheme, cooking. So we've had a little bit of a slide, especially a shocking slide when you consider the fact that a lot of the teams that we lost to just aren't very good. But re-signings, luckily, with only 47 mil, aren't too bad. Darisaw is like the guy at his age, or not age, but overall, probably going to give him the 5th-year option, really, no matter what that number is, unless it's over 20. Hey, speaking of McCarthy Blackman potentially being their best player, he looks like he is in this rebuild. Start to have 10k XP. He's already 25, though. It was a really promising, great start to the season, and an astronomical fall-off has occurred. We go 8-9, but at one point we were, I think, 5-2, so I don't know what went wrong. Maybe just a difficulty of opponent. Buccaneers, not a super easy team to beat. Eagles, very hard to beat. Chargers, very hard to beat. Panthers, semi-hard to beat now. They've changed things around a little bit. Lose by 8 to the Chiefs. That's basically a win. The Bears, you know, did well. Niners, tough team to beat. Packers, you're usually going to split one of those. Falcons, semi-tough team to beat now with Kirk. Saints should have won. Broncos did win. Bears won again. Raiders should not lose. They were 2-10 at the time. Bengals, fair enough. Lions, fair enough. Packers, fair enough. Lions, fair enough. But maybe you split one with the Packers and you're 9-8. I don't know, but it seemed like a very close call season, and unfortunately, we were on the bad side of that. Looking at the numbers, JJ McCarthy, I think that would be a win season for them. You know, you want to get those picks down a little bit, but overall, I think, you know, to put up 4,000 yards as a quarterback, no matter how many picks you throw, it shows that you're good enough to be in the league, I think. Because we see so many quarterbacks where, like, you know, they come in, they get 1,000 or 2,000 yards, and they're forced to be benched. But JJ McCarthy puts up 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns. That tells me he was good enough to fend off Sam Darnold, which, of course, in this realm is kind of disingenuous because I control all of that. But Aaron Jones, 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns, very good numbers. Could go to X Factor. Would be huge for his chance to stick around even a little longer, as he would be an X Factor. Jordan Addison, very good season. Jefferson, very good season. Maybe a little low for his liking, which is crazy to think. Sherfield would like to get a new number 3 that can develop, because those are really good numbers for a guy that just can't do much with them based on age. And then Hawkinson, should see more from him. Might switch to the Falcons scheme, because I want to see Hawkinson get to at least 900 plus. So either the Falcons or the Chiefs scheme, because they're really the only two schemes that do much with the tight end. Dallas Turner, 5.5 sacks is basically like 10 sacks and a 4-3. Van Ginkel with 3. I'm getting sick of doing rebuilds at a 3-4 team because it's just pissing me off. The youngster kicker is 14 for 17. I mean, a little low for his numbers, so not a great year, but he's a rookie. Happens to a lot of players. Right, 51.9% percentage is great. Let's take a look at these awards. MVP goes to Josh Allen. Could definitely see it if he would have limited the turnovers. He might have won it last season. And then we look over at the awards we can win. Nakua, Rookie of the Year, happened already. Byron Young. That's really harsh because Turner would have won it if this was only the real rookies. But, there's only so much we can do when it comes to this whole rebuild with the real-life class, thing. Quarterbacks, not on the list, unfortunately. Where was McCarthy? McCarthy was at number 8. Too many turnovers. Running back at number 7. Little surprised to not see him higher. Wide receiver, number 3. Not surprised. Maybe a little bit higher even there, too. O-line, not on the list. D-line, not on the list. Linebacker, definitely. Oh, no. Turner actually got to 6. I'm a little surprised by that. Those numbers seemed a little low, no? Byron Murphy at number 7. And then kicker, not on the list. Not a great season, but it wasn't like a completely wasted season. I don't know if we're going to actually get any dev-ups other than maybe Aaron Jones, but we actually did do pretty damn well. We had a couple of guys put up some performances. Turner, surprisingly, had number 6 for linebacker of the year and was on the list for rookie of the year and had himself a chance to really win something, but unfortunately didn't. Numbers were pretty low, though. That's why I'm so a little surprised that he did what he did. But either way, the Jets versus the Cowboys. We have the Jets as a new team, but it doesn't matter because you're going against one of the almighties, either the Chiefs or the Cowboys. With one of those two teams, you're never going to win. No dev up for Jones is such an L. But defensively, any dev ups? Turner goes to X Factor. Once again, I'm not really sure why they're viewing that season as so good, but apparently they are. I'm going to allow it because, he got the dev up. Going from Superstar to X Factor is not easy, so whatever it was, maybe tackle for a loss, he earned it. Harrison Smith, I think he's still on a contract that is kind of annoying to us, so I am glad he goes to X Factor, back to X Factor, if you will. So, the regression doesn't hit as hard. He's not great anymore, but he's still good. $70 million. Who do we have to replace? Oh, Darisaw is definitely getting that 5th year. That's a good contract. Usually the higher overall linemen are the best bets for those 5th year options. Bullard, yeah, we're going to have to rebuild this interior line. I'm going to also have to keep track of what draft picks this team even has in real life, because I think they did spend a little bit from their future to get that Texans pick, right? So might be a little more of the same when it comes to not having depth in the draft, but overall, once again, you get your quote-unquote franchise quarterback and franchise edge. You don't hate it. Of course, Van Ginkel, you'd argue that he's going to move around a little bit. They're going to have a lot of versatility and rotational depth on the edge, obviously, and Van Ginkel's scary in coverage, so he could just move around and drop, and, it's not going to be easy. He's going to be a trickster. Josh Allen, didn't they pay him? Once again, this is a newer file for me, so I will have to, in the future, when I redo that file, extend Josh Allen, extend Pittman, extend who needs to be extended. I think I did most of the players, but some players do fall under the radar, if you will. But as far as free agency goes, Baker Mayfield, he got an extension in real life. As far as free agency goes, though, I can't imagine other than guard will go anywhere. Maybe bring Ezra back, but that makes no sense because I'm pretty sure he signed a couple of years in real life too. So maybe Cesar Ruiz, but you're probably better off just going in the 3rd round, hoping for some hit-ins and, landing them. Michael Pierce, I don't think the relationship really worked out when he was here because he just really didn't play. But at the same time, we are desperate, so you not give him another chance. You see that happen a lot in the league. Like I said, I'm really desperate for a DT here, so I'm going to try to get him, I think. Even though, like I said, I don't know if it works out, because there might be a little, we kind of wasted our money on this guy, and he would just wasted our time. But it is what it is. Things happen, comes back, kills it. Who knows? Cornerback, Max Melton, yeah, I thought I put him on a 4-year. I did the first 2 rounds. Didn't do the 3rd round, but I did the first 2 rounds because I assume at some point I'm going to end up going with a new roster that has, all 1 through 7 rounds. But yeah, definitely, not really off topic, but definitely support whoever, does draft classes and rosters and all that because it is a lot of work. And that's why I personally just don't do it. It's just so much work. So definitely shout out to those guys out there that put in that work. But yeah, as far as free agency goes, like I said, maybe Pierce, and that's really it. And we do get Pierce back. Maybe he'll actually play. maybe no pandemic will come around, and then he'll miss half the season anyways. And you know what? I was looking through the draft picks, and I don't think we're supposed to have our second, third, or fourth round picks. But I'm actually going to steal the picks off of the Falcons because I think there's a good chance that the whole tampering with Kirk Cousins does net them some picks, right? I mean, I assume they're going to lose them, and who else should they go to but the team that they quote-unquote stole the player off of? Not really. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I suppose this team would at least get a third off of the compensation from Kirk Cousins in a compensatory pick. So regardless, we're at least going to get a third. You know what? I think I'm going to lose the second, gain the third. So basically the Falcons gain. That's all I can say. Because I'm not really sure what they're going to do with that, tampering thing. They might just nullify the pick and it just means nothing instead of giving it to Minnesota. But yeah, so basically we'll have all of our picks except for the second round. I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but I don't want to just leave ourselves high and dry considering they're going to at least have a compensatory pick that's pretty decent. Because once again, they lost Kirk and some other guys. All right, starting the draft, pick 16. There are a couple of corners there, and I think middle linebacker number 1. He must have been generational. We got to take a look at that. They took the corner I wanted. They took him literally at that spot. There is no way. I do still have another corner, though. I do have another one. Frank Session. Looks really good, too. Not as good, but still good. 22 years old, 5'10". He's a lot on the smaller side. I'm going to be so mad, though, of the guy we just missed. Good, and then this guy sucks, but I have to. Yes, okay. He still might not be nearly as good. He still might not be worth it, but at pick 16, I am just glad that he wasn't normal. That is all I can ask for. We got ourselves a new corner. I don't know if Byron Murphy needs a contract or would have needed a contract, but we're going to probably trade him off for, I don't know, something. I need line. I need a lot, dude. Saunders was on my list. We need a lot of work. That's all I can really say. And DT is on the list, too. I mean, a lot of the players, all these players so far are the guys I have on my list. That's crazy. All right, we ended up trading a fourth this, a third next, a seventh 2 years from now, and Metellus to the Seahawks for a pretty damn high third-round pick. Could have maybe tried to go for both, but honestly, Waters, the guy that was taken by the Cardinals, was my last DT. I absolutely sold the DT position, and there are no more left. They are all freaking gone. What about Cooper? Jaleel Cooper looks pretty good. Wide receiver, not bad, but yeah, I think I'm going to take the center. Joe Hayes. Offensive line is a huge need for us, so we are going to be taking him. That's not fun, is it? We end up with a normal dev. Hopefully Johnston is better than normal dev, because that's probably the next guy I take. He's a day 3, but you just never know when those day 3s are going to go. Could be like the 4th round. Could be like the start of the 4th round. Wide receiver Cooper's still there. I'm very interested. You have running back Lucas. Tremont Lucas, 22 years old. Decently athletic. Good trucking and all that. But I think it's going to be the center Johnston. I'm going to be so mad if this guy's normal as well. Thank you, hidden dev. It's always the day 3s. And, I always would say that they're lower overalls usually, but I had one that was a 74 overall hidden recently, so the day 3 linemen that look good, they're like the easiest to draft hiddens for. Like, they really are. As far as who is left, down to just like 2 running backs. Boston, I think, is like a speedier guy, which maybe fits what this team likes to do a little bit more. Not very good juke move, but I kind of just fell for, the ball carrier vision and the speed. I'm going to take him. Brian Boston, 92 speed. The rest is iffy. I got to say, though, I have never had a hidden speed run back. I've never had a hidden speed back. Ever. Like, it's always the power backs, and that's it. You never get any more. What about Dorsett? I think he was on the faster side. Could be our number 3. Javier Dorsett, 95 speed. Normal dev as well. Not our best work, and we lost our 3rd round for next year again. Technically opposite this year, but we thought we were going to get ourselves 2 hidden linemen. We didn't, unfortunately. The other running back's there. I'm going to take him too. And he's gone. So either best available pick or a trade down. And I got to say, this guy looks so mid, but he's got decent speed, height, and zone coverage. So why not? 90 speed, 90 excel, normal dev. I mean, he's probably going to be really bad. But with that age, size, and speed, decent backup. It's usually what most people, teams do in the 4th and beyond, specifically in the 6th or 7th round, is, just go for those athletic profiles, and that's, what we just did right there. Looking at the draft recap, please tell me the corner was at least halfway decent. 74, 73, 75. Like I said, with those day 3s, safety's terrible. Wide receiver's okay, running back's okay, but Frank Session, definitely want to see what Snell looks like. Maybe could have waited a little bit on this guy, but looks pretty good. I would have absolutely taken the other guy over this guy too. So, was it a blessing in disguise? We'll find out. Star Dev, so the ceiling is pretty low right now, or the floor is low. I don't know what you would say, but the bar is low. All right, you don't have to do much to be better than that. This guy is actually not bad, even though he's normal dev. He's going to have a starting spot because we are literally desperate. And then Johnston, I know he's tall, but kind of lower weight, so probably does make sense to play center. Either way, we're going to take his dev, probably move him over to left guard anyways. And we have a line. I mean, we still need more, but we have some players, I suppose. But yeah, the rest of the draft class, not so great. Didn't land DT, which I literally faulted the real-life Vikings for, but at the end of the day, we sold. What can I tell you? We sold. If I could have traded up that lineman pick for one of the DTs instead, that would have been nice. Let's go to the third round and see some of these players. Waters was 100% one of them, and he was 100% hidden dev. Yay, 80 finesse move hidden. Awesome. Really kind of like forgot about the position, and then more importantly, thought they were going to last a little bit longer. Usually 3 to 4s, you get them in like the middle of the third, but that did not happen here. And then I do want to see that corner we could have had, but missed him by one pick. There was another one that was even better. Hoskins, apparently. Maybe he's a little bit on the older side. Hidden dev, 20 years old. Should have known he was going to be a goon by the fact that he was 20. Please don't be higher than star. Oh, that's pain. That really sucks. That guy is miles better than our guy. Who is this? Khalil Crosby. Hidden dev. 97 speed at 6'3". That is kind of ridiculous. What is his dev? Also, we need to look at that middle linebacker. I almost forgot. Oh, generational. That is a very good cornerback at that height. He is a true generational. Sears, very high overall. Went really high. Catching's low. Good athleticism. Jumping's pretty good. Not the best hit power. Is he actually generational? I'm guessing star, to be honest. No, I think he is generational. Maybe that's why they took him. Cardinals cooked. Cardinals stole like all of our players as well, which is super fun. They grabbed 3 hiddens. They grabbed Saunders. They grabbed 4 hiddens. No, they didn't. He was normal dev. But they fixed their whole off-ball linebacker group instantly and landed 3 hiddens in general out of 4 really good players. The Cardinals had themselves a draft. We participated, barely. That corner we got, I have had better in the 3rd round than that, and that was pick 16, so yeah, you decide. You judge how bad of a draft class that was. We also forgot to trade Byron Murphy off, who is actually not terrible. Maybe even a future strong safety when Harrison Smith goes. I'm not really sure, but either way, head on to year 2. Not super satisfied with that draft, though. Here's the Season 2 squad. It's actually looking pretty decent. We could definitely use an improvement at right guard and center still, but everything else looks fine on the offensive line. Tight end 1 looks great. Wide receiver 1 and 2 looks great. Quarterback 1, we're hoping is the franchise. And then Aaron Jones, good for another season at least. Would probably look to draft running back semi-high next season, just in case, or next draft, I should say. Defensively, definitely some more that needs to be worked on. Right end, left end, and, if Pierce isn't here next season, which he probably won't be, DT as well. Cornerbacks, we'll see with Blackman because he's 25 now, but I think we're fine with this trio. Free safety's 26, so we definitely need a strong safety, but also maybe a free safety. Linebacker, Cashman might need to be replaced soon, and I'm really hoping Pace develops. Van Ginkel, 85 overall. If he gets a dev up, maybe he sticks around. I'm not 100% sure, but every single draft we get closer and closer, but I gotta admit, didn't really hit all of the points that I really wanted to this last draft, specifically the defensive line. The defensive line really needed some help, and we just completely failed. We did worse than the real-life Vikings. Not a great start, kind of expected. Aaron Jones needs a contract. If we can afford him, we probably will. I literally put every first-rounder in the league on a 5-year deal. Did it not, a 5-year deal, did it not save? I don't understand. Does that mean a bunch of, first-round guys are going to go to free agency? I don't even know, but I think it's going to be pretty obvious here we're going to be trying to re-sign. Bynum will be a guy that we try to re-sign. Van Ginkel, that's a lot of money. I'm not 100% sure there. Jefferson is always almost impossible to re-sign, but we're going to offer him as much as we can. And then Aaron Jones, I'm going to try to do a 1 year if I can. an ugly, disgusting piece of crap season again. 6-11 this time. I don't feel like that is a fair representation of how the team is and how it should be playing, but I ran the Falcons offense and I went to the Ravens defense and it did nothing for me. Do I have to go with the juice? Do I have to go with the Chiefs? I mean, it kind of feels like I might have to, because right now we look like crap. Let's take a look at the offensive numbers. JJ McCarthy wasn't actually even that bad. Aaron Jones, considering how good he is, was actually pretty mid. Justin Jefferson was pretty decent. Addison was pretty decent. Hawkinson was pretty good. And then Dorsett was decent. Offensive line. Wait, somebody was really good. O'Neal could be a superstar. Giving up 0 sacks at right tackle is insane. Pass rush, it was literally only Turner. Everyone else was so mid. Interceptions, 3 for Cashman. Maybe he goes in Dev. Everyone else had like 1. I do actually want to take a look at the kicker and punter. Kicking, pretty mid. Punting, decent. Award wins, definitely not, right? We're basically just headed right back to the draft as quick as we just left it. And we didn't get O-line of the year. They gave it to a center over a tackle. It's like, yeah, I really hope as a center you're not allowing sacks. How many times are you directly going up against someone anyways? Like, never? The center is basically a big fullback. That I'm saying it. I'm disrespecting the whole thing. I don't care. I'm disrespecting every center. I don't care. Please don't beat me up. Packers versus Ravens. I can't believe O'Neal doesn't get to superstar. Loses it to a center. Like, how many centers are... You know what? You know what? First, I'm going to see if he got it, because I've seen it before where we've got the dev up even though he wasn't actually the winner. Okay, so he doesn't go up in dev. McCarthy does, though. McCarthy does. Defensively, Cashman doesn't go up in dev, which is surprising, but Pace does, and that is a huge dev up. I would not trade that for the world. Star dev for Pace, way younger, obviously better potential, and then McCarthy only a 79 overall, but superstar dev now, which is amazing. And with that knowledge, I probably won't dev up O'Neal, but I think it's complete bullcrap. Like, let's look around the league real quick and see the sacks allowed. So we don't see our guy on the list, but there was only 3 players apparently that gave up 0 sacks, and they were all interior linemen. Like, what's the closest tackle on this list? I still don't see one. Jedrick Wills, 2, but he only played half a season. Who's someone with 1,000? Terrence Steele was the closest one at 3 sacks allowed. I mean, I kind of feel like I should force it, but I'm not going to. And now, I'm not saying I would like... Wow, Harrison Smith still retires. But I'm not saying I would, hope Harrison retires, but at the same time, there's a little bit of money attached to that man. So if he retired, I'm just saying, maybe things are a little bit better for us. Oh, also, I think Hawk went up in dev, and I just kind of, forgot. Yeah, I was just expecting him to be good, because, he is good, but... X Factor good is a completely different good. Harrison Smith is an 82 overall. He's actually still usable. 87 speed is definitely just good enough, but yeah, a lot of his main ratings, like zone coverage and all that, has regressed hard, and Aaron Jones dropped hard too. But in case we can't find a better running back, we got our guy on a 1-year 11, I believe. We got Jefferson on a 4-year, whatever 34 times 4 is. Disaster. And then everyone else is going to go. We see some regressions. We also see some just overall not valuable enough pieces. I guess the punter will sign to a 4-year deal. Not like a big deal. It's a freaking punter. But either way, that's what we're headed on. CJ Ham is still not really phased by his age. Free agent 76 mil. We have a lot of needs. One of them would probably be DT. Safety, is that a need? I mean, it's future safety's a need, but at 16 million, I don't think Justin Reed is even close to worth that. Warren, he's kind of, is he an every down back for us? I don't think so. Derek Forrest, don't like that coverage rating. We have a pretty high draft pick, so I imagine pass rusher is probably going to be the route we go. But yeah, Drake May, I literally put every single first rounder on a 5-year deal. Every single one. I went in a line. Literally went in a line for the first 2 rounds, and somehow it just doesn't matter. I don't know what's going on here. We did not get Joel Bitonio, but we get Alim McNeil. Name a more iconic pastime than the Vikings signing former NFC North players. We have pick 8, which is not as good of a pick as I wanted. Posey, I seen him. He looked really good. We have a couple of outside linebackers, ironically enough. One of them is named Russell. And he looks really good, but he's going to be gone by our pick, and I guess not. We have our choice in player, and I don't know who to take because we have a lot of these pass rushers. You could even make the argument of maybe trading down for someone like Matthew Hennings, who is 6'5", 267, a little bit on the slower side for a 3-4 edge rusher, but an edge rusher is an edge rusher, and just don't drop him back. That's all I can ask. I got to think about it. And outside of Hennings, I don't have someone guaranteed besides Burgess. 22 years old, not the most athletic, but he is an A finesse, B block shed. I'm debating this because I don't know. A little bit of coverage to go with it. He's a top 5. I'm basically hoping that he has higher dev than Hennings, and I'm going to take that chance. And he is hidden. That's good. 84 speed, 89 XL. Guys like Hennings, they look really good, and then they turn out to be normal dev. I don't know if that's going to happen here, but we got ourselves a hidden dev pass rusher. That's all there is to it. We've got ourselves a hidden dev pass rusher who hopefully can match Dallas Turner's dev and be superstar dev. I mean, that's really all there is to that. But there's some other names, but I don't think they are names we necessarily need. You can make the argument of Vaughn, but we also would like Thompson. If we can get Vaughn and Thompson, I would call that a win. Because we have no third-round pick. If we can get to like 20 while gaining like a decent third to trade up from, I'm kind of down. Okay, no matter what, I'm taking this Packers pick. In a divisional, don't care. I seen this division trade amongst each other in the first round. This is the second round. I don't want to hear it. They took a tackle. Oh, no. I helped them get a franchise tackle. Big whoop. Cam Vallon is gone. I've seen how high those DTs went last time. Assuming the DT is here at 31 in the second round, I'm going to take him already. And who is this? Like, who is this goon? 6'4", 22? The guy looks insane, but I just don't need a wide receiver. Like, we're just far from that as a need. Not going to fix the DT room, but hopefully we do a little bit better. Donovan Thompson. He's hidden. That's a win. I would have loved to get Vaughn as well, but he went a bit higher than I was expecting. Offensive line-wise, we need at least one. Would probably prefer to have two. New lineman, and then a linebacker wouldn't hurt. This running back looks insane, too. Tim Waddle. Very fast. He's kind of like a mix. He's like kind of like a best of both worlds type of player. I need linebacker. I need freaking O-line, but that running back is still there. What do I do? Well, we went to the Buccaneers, so forget anything. We traded a 5th and a 6th to move up like 15 spots at the Commanders. All of our linemen are pretty much gone, but we do have another like day 3 guy that we might take at 8 in the 4th. I can't believe Barton's still there, by the way. But we're going to be taking Josh Givens, the linebacker, 21 years old, 6'1", pretty athletic, and unfortunately normal dev. Still might start if he's a halfway decent overall, though, because Blake Cashman didn't go up in dev despite having a pretty good season, and more importantly is right at the end of his age. Oh my, Barton's still there, dude. I might have to go for Barton, but Jeff Turner, please. Thank you. We will take that. That's our new center, I think. We trade Garrett Bradbury and a 4th in the future for a decently high 4th and a late 4th from the Seahawks. And I have pretty much no choice but to take Jimmy Barton. The talent is there, I think. Normal dev, but 93 speed, 94 jumping at 6'4". I would be shocked if he's just ass. And I was going to trade down and grab him later, but I'm just going to grab this running back now. Harold Ramsey. Normal dev, 91 speed, 91 XL. He looks pretty good. He's probably a decent overall, but will he develop? I don't know. Kind of just hoping that, after this season, there's a really good free agent running back, because I hate drafting and developing running backs unless they're Superstar Plus already, which even then they don't usually go up in overall. And I don't know why. Before I took this guy, I was actually thinking, I feel like this is going to be a hit. It's been so long, and he just looked like very middle of the pack. He had like a B in one thing, C in another, and, he's hidden dev. I mean, we'll take it, I guess. He's not really going to do much, but hidden dev 4-year fullback is better than having no fullback at all, let alone a normal one. Let's take a look at the recap. 75 overall, 72, 73, 73, 75, 72. So that wide receiver was a 75 overall. I'm not really sure why he fell, but he, in fact, did. Lots of use from him. I mean, I don't know why he's outside of the first 64 picks. Burgess is going to be the big question mark, because we could have had so many different options. But with 81 finesse, hidden dev, if he's Superstar Plus, I think we made the right call. Oh, and he is. Okay, he is Superstar. He also started as 19, just like Dallas Turner did on this class. 50, I guess. I don't know if I really like that, but it is what it is. DT Thompson, hidden development trait, with 81 finesse as well. So we got 2 81 finesse rookies. What's the dev? Another superstar? Not going to get that lucky. Also, we don't need a DT as much as we need, like, left end, right end. So we'll go right end, I suppose. Still need a left end, but we're doing okay for ourselves. Givens was normal, but nothing. He was normal. No coverage. Catching sucks. Was he a pass rusher, actually? What did I feel like last second? I seen something in the 70s for, like, finesse or something. He is not. Okay, I mean, I guess he's just really bad in coverage. Turner, we don't really care too much about there. The fullback is only a 66 overall. Ramsey, usable. Definitely usable, but it's time to look at the pass rushers we passed on. Scarborough is definitely one of them, but I felt normal, and it was not. It was hidden dev. You know, look at the speed. That's why I felt normal dev. 83 power move, 78 block shed is a little surprising, but in general, those types of players are usually normal dev. He's star, though, so he is worse than our guy automatically. Walder was on the list as well. Also, hidden development trait. A little bit better block shed, I believe, but a little bit worse in finesse as well. Pretty athletic. And his dev was also star, so once again, we made the right call back-to-back times over him. Miller was on my list as well. This would have been the most realistic one of the bunch if I was going to trade down. Very fast, decent block shed, or finesse, no block shed. Dev is star development trait as well, so still made the right call so far. Oliver, I think that was an off ball, or just I didn't know much about him. And then what was the last player's name? Was it just Hennings? Might have been Hennings. When the hell did he went all the way in the second round? What a steal. Of course, the Eagles get him. 76 overall, hidden. I mean, he's basically 1-to-1 with our guy. So if he's superstar, we did kind of sell. And he's not, okay? Here's the squad for year 3. The offensive line is definitely trending in the right direction. The wide receivers and tight end options are insane. McCarthy's a superstar now, and Aaron Jones needs to be replaced. So really, it's just maybe right guard and running back are the positional need change. The positional needs that might need to be upgraded. Defensively, though, there is definitely more names. Left end, more than likely. Will it happen though? I don't know. Free safety, perhaps. I did sign Bynum though to I think it was a 3-year deal. Cornerback, we'll see. Might need to be replaced as Blackman. I think is already 26 now. 81 overall is not the best. And then we'll see with Givens, and we'll see with McNeil. We also need a strong safety, so that's great. 2 new safeties, potentially middle linebacker, a left end for sure, and possibly corner. Offensively, maybe right guard, and then running back. So, I mean, another draft away, if you consider we have like 1 or 2 players in free agency, and we could have our entire starting squad ready. All right, negotiations. We knew this day would come. $30 million per, and that might not be enough. That is kind of crazy. I mean, it's Christian Darisaw. Thank you. $30 million per for a freaking tackle. Ivan Pace, this is where, you save that money. You assume he's going to be the franchise linebacker, and boom, you're fine. Running back, we're going to have to replace completely. And everyone else, I think, you're going to replace as well. But, I mean, most of these guys are backups, so we're not really replacing much. And then the kicker might have needed 1 more year on the contract, but I don't even know if he's playing well enough for me to care anyways. Let's be real. I mean, not really. I don't know what to do. We are now on the Chiefs' offensive scheme, and we still miss the playoffs. This Vikings team is just cursed, I think. I genuinely think it's just cursed. EA is like, hey, this Vikings team is decent, but they're not good enough to make the playoffs or the Super Bowl, so suck one and enjoy poverty, bozo. I don't know what they want from me, but we're going to keep on grinding, keep on hoping one of these years is our year. Numbers are great for McCarthy. Could go to X Factor. Might need a new running back. Ramsey was carrying 2.3 yards per carry, but has 15 touchdowns. I don't know what I just witnessed. Looking at everyone else, really good stuff. Addison could go to X Factor. That was a really good season offensively. What about defensively? Turner with another 8-sack season. The rookie Burgess with 4. I hate 3-4s. Have I mentioned that before? Because I do. I genuinely do. Award wins, maybe Jordan Addison. Maybe McCarthy's on the list. He is number 8 for MVP. Number 9 for Addison on Offensive Player of the Year award. Barton wins Rookie of the Year. Did have a pretty good season, in fairness. Burgess wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. And then number 4 for quarterback. Running back, number 10 for Jones. I'm surprised that 2.3 yards per carry running back didn't win it. Addison, 4. O-line, no. Linebacker or D-line, no. Linebacker at 7. DB, no. Kicker, 5. Another non-playoff season, though. The Bears make the Super Bowl, but it is against the Chiefs. So can they do it? The Chiefs have taken out like pretty much every team they've faced so far, I believe. And the Bears win the Super Bowl at 13-4 in the season. 6 more for Caleb Williams, apparently. That's what he said. McCarthy's an X Factor. Addison's an X Factor. Defensively, no one's higher depth than they were before. Not even McNeil. Oh, no, Bynum is. That's kind of a win. He's 28 now, so it might not matter, but at least he went up in dev. Somebody went up in dev on the defensive side. But yeah, no steps closer to a Super Bowl. But I will say, back-to-back rookie quarterback first-round rebuilds that have X-Factor quarterbacks. I mean, sweet. They both got to X-Factor. 110 mil. Did we forget anyone? Because that sounds like a lot of money. Fifth-year option for Addison. Honestly, if his interest was higher, I would say no. But because his interest is red bar, there's no point. I might as well do the fifth-year option. And wow, Harrison outlived the contract. Okay, sweet. We're going to spend some money. We have a lot of money, and I have a lot of needs. That is how you get into the world of prostitution. That's what that is. Joe Tooney is interesting. Hassan Reddick, I mean, our pass rush sucks, but I mean, we have good players, so I can't really do anything about that. We're just not going to get positions I need, huh? We're just going to ignore, safety and all that. We're just going to say forget that. Rasul Douglas maybe plays strong safety for us. Geno Stone probably makes more sense, though. I'm definitely paying Geno Stone here. I am not going to be walking into next season with all this money and all these needs. No chance. No chance. Linebacker, no. D-line, yes, but is Leonard Williams really worth it? Probably not. No one else is really here at that position. Hassan Reddick doesn't really fit the interior ways of life. There's really not much more that we're... Oh, Rashad White. I mean, at least it's a bandage for the running back position. I mean, we don't really have many other options, so I might have to just overpay Rashad White here a little bit just to have somebody. $10 million per year because the market sucks. Okay. Did we even get him? I think there was a check mark, right? All right, we got both guys. Fair enough. We got the players we needed. Still need more, but that's a good step. Here we are headed into the draft at pick 17. We're right around middle of the pack. We have probably corner as our number one need. As Blackman is, he's 27, 28. His ceiling is completely reached at this point. And this is a pretty good class for corners. First things first, let's go through all of the players, I suppose. Some other 1 to 2s in there. Interior of the line, definitely. Michaels, Stephenson, Snow, perhaps. I don't know about Taylor. Maybe. Goodson, definitely not. But then you could also go with like Bethel, Jackson, Chapman, Sasser. Some pretty good options here later on as well. So that's probably the route I'm going to go, as you just never know when you're going to hit it or not. And then cornerback. This is a tough one because I obviously like the 6'4" Moorhead, but technically Freeman with that man coverage. I have not seen an A-rated player for a man coverage that also had zone that was bad. I've never seen that. Maybe they've been normal, but they've never been bad. So I'm really debating on what I want to do here because at 17 I was going to go corner, but now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I just wait on stump. The problem is I don't know what the zone coverage is, but it's at least a C. And the 5'10", 5'11" corners are usually hidden for me. 6'4" corners, usually them being 6'4" is their highlight. So if I'm not going to go Freeman, I might just wait. 6'1", 22, decently fast, but I think I'm going to trade back and finally make this team elite. This was considered pretty much a dead-even trade where we gained 7 extra points. We ended up getting the first pick in the second, third, and fourth rounds from the Giants to move up to 17, or for them to move up to 17, who just had pick 1 overall, and they take a tackle. I can't remember if that guy was on my list or not, but here could be a defensive lineman if one of those guys fell, and if they did, I might have to. Stephenson is 279, so yes, you could use him. But is that really the route I want to go? Will Stephenson, 6'6", pretty athletic, 8 hit power. I don't like the play rec, though, so I think, even though it's a little early, I'm going to look at the corners in general. Oh, Freeman's still there? I'm going Freeman. Mitch Freeman's the guy. Please be hidden. Nice. Win. Corner 1/2. We move on to 17 in the second round, which has a couple of linemen in there. Is there any D linemen still? Jackson is an option. Chapman's a little early. Any of the other corners? Stump. You know what? I'm taking pure value. Manny Stump as well. Also hidden dev. Yeah, we are goated at corner/safety now. We are goated. Let's move on to the next round. We also could end up trading, like a 4th round pick and Blackman off for a trade of some sort. So that is an option as well. Defensive tackle wise, I don't know who the best option is. You still have Jaleel Jackson there, but I think based on tackle alone, Chad Sasser is going to be my guy. 6'3", 22 years old. A little bit low on the strength department, but I'm hoping for hidden. And I don't get that. I don't know if I want to put all my eggs into the normal dev basket. I might have to trade up. I was hoping I would have just got lucky there. I really like Kowalski as well. We've been hitting these centers, and they've been doing pretty well for us. So, might grab another one of those centers to move over. Had a couple of tight ends in this list as well. Wouldn't want to lose one of those X-Factor tight ends, but Hawk is still pretty good. I mean, I don't think he's going to regress by the time these next 2 seasons, end, which is like the end of the rebuild. So, I think I'm going to go until it's down to just Jackson and Chapman. And Snow. I maybe could have went Snow, but I feel like 273 is a little light for interior. You know what? I don't even care. I'm just going to trade up for him. Going to the Patriots. We trade a late 4th with Blackman and Grenard, Grenard, I should say, for this high pick from the Patriots. And with that high pick from the Patriots, we're going to take Antoine Snow, 21 years old as well. A little low on the strength as well, I gotta say. I'm going to grab him, though, for the hidden dev. No shot. We just took 2 normals. I can't take any more chances. I'm just gonna take those guys, and whoever's the highest overall starts. And you know what? I don't want to lose that center. I'm going to trade up to the Browns now. We use a late 5th. Oh, it didn't actually go. So now we really know that we're getting good value out of this trade because we needed a little slight bit more, which is fair enough. With that, we are going to likely take this center. I would also maybe like a linebacker. I don't think the guy we drafted last year went up in dev. So with this pick, I don't know if I want Carmichael or Burbank. They're both pretty good. Carmichael is 22, 6'5", 33 reps, definitely fits more as a, guard. And then you have the slenderer Burbank. I think what about Kowalski? Kowalski was like the main guy I was going to take. Yeah, I actually think I'm going to go with Carmichael instead. He's actually a guard anyways, so guard and hidden dev, we win. And we're down to the last linebacker. Didn't have to trade up, though, which is nice, I suppose. But Barry Taylor is going to be our guy. Pretty athletic. And also hidden dev. That's our middle linebacker too, I think. Because I got to say, I think, because I don't know if the other guy actually was dev'd up or not. Because if he went up in dev, we will have to maybe take a look at the overalls. Was Ash on my list? Sounds familiar. Well, either way, all the running backs are gone. So hopefully Rashad White is him. And I also just took a shot in the dark on this running back. I didn't even have him scouted at all because he didn't really look good. But I was like, you know what? We need a running back. And he was somehow hidden. I mean, you look so mid on those, rating projections, but I just don't need much anymore. I think we drafted literally everything we need, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, let's take a look at this draft recap. What do we do? 75, 74, 71, 73, huh? These DCs were so freaking mid. Man, I just can't believe how hard it has been to land interior defensive linemen. I mean, I guess Snow will be the starter because he's the best of the bunch. Mitch Freeman, hidden development trait. I guess he's cornerback too because of that man coverage. I doubt Stump is going to have that man coverage. Oh. Okay, maybe we have to cheat a little bit and see whose dev is the best. I mean, what? Who said that? Manny Stump, star development traits. Then we have Freeman, who probably because he's, a little bit higher on the list, I think. I mean, I guess we took them both in the same round. His dev is also star. What do you do with 2 players that are exactly the same? And then Carmichael is the starting right guard, which means that Hayes is probably going to be traded off for a late 3rd, early 4th type of projection, I think. Probably could have maybe trade that, during the draft. As Hayes isn't even bad. It's just I'm choosing hidden over him, especially since he's going to need a contract a lot sooner. A little bit better in the coverage, kind of, but Barry Taylor is also still really bad in coverage. Off ball, kind of. Oh, but he is a superstar. Yeah, I don't think that linebacker went to superstar, so I think we have our automatic starter here. And of course, as we expected, the 1D2 we didn't take out of the 3 is the best by a lot. Oh my. Watch him be higher than star too. Okay, I mean, at least our guys can get that XP from breaking out. And I don't know if you want to argue realism or not, but we trade the pretty young Hayes and a second-round pick for Kalijah Cansey from the Buccaneers. And I'm just going to take a shortcut. I'm taking my... ironically enough, we have to play them. I am just getting an edge rusher or an interior guy straight out the gate. You know, I'm not gonna mess around. Just give me someone that's developed. Here is the squad for Season 4. I gotta say, it looks really good. It looks really good. McCarthy could go to like an 88 by the end of the season. Rashad White, you know, he's kind of a similar replacement to Aaron Jones. Wide receiver 1 and 2 are probably a top 3, if not the best duo in the league. And when you add Hawkinson, it's the best trio in the league by quite a bit. O-line is amazing. And then you look at the defensive side of the ball. There is only 2 normal devs. It is the DT and the strong safety, but both of them are actually pretty good. And then, you know, we have the superstar middle linebacker too. And then we, of course, have Kalijah Cansey, who cost us a second-round pick with a young, good offensive lineman. But I think it's absolutely worth it. You know, still his trajectory, you don't really know for sure, but looks like he'll probably at least get to an 88 overall by the end of his, you know, kind of regression point career. But if he gets a dev up, you never know. 84 mil, Brian O'Neill, do not want to lose him. Another Neil, Alim McNeil, might actually let him go, I ain't gonna lie. Because we have to pay the other guy soon, probably next season. And I'm not really feeling like we're going to have enough money to do so. So let's keep the O-line intact, even though it's gotten us nowhere so far. And 64 mil, we could pay Alim McNeil, but we could also do a different thing, which is not pay him. He's pretty good block shedding wise. What's his numbers? Oh, he's having like a career year. Can I do a 1-year deal because I'm not fully committed? Thank you, Alim. Alim bet. I don't know why it just came into my head. This is getting pretty ridiculous. I can't lie. We missed the playoffs again because we lost 4 out of our last 5 with a quarterback that has put up 5,100 yards and 44 touchdowns. The beginning of the season was horrible. Then we lost to a 3-11 Saints team. We might not make the playoffs a single time in this rebuild due to no fault of our own. I don't know what they want from us. The top 3, well, supposed to be the first... No, actually, it wouldn't even be because I don't think Jaden Daniels there. But all 3 of the first-round rookie quarterbacks were on the best quarterback list for yardage. J.J. McCarthy could have won MVP on a team that didn't make the playoffs. Let that sink in, EA, because you guys are experts at coding video games. That's all we have to say. Pass rush, Burgess, 8.5, finally showed up. Thompson was decent. Turner was worse than normal. McNeil did not gain another sack after signing that contract. Oh, my God. Wright has been like the most consistent good player on this team. J.J. McCarthy's been pretty good too, to be fair. But number 3 for MVP. Number 4 for Addison for Offensive Player of the Year. No for Defensive Player of the Year. No rookie on offense. Taylor wins Rookie of the Year on defense. J.J. McCarthy's QB 2. Rashad White was running back 5. Addison was wide receiver 4. O-line was not on the list, even though we had a guy that gave up only 1 sack. No for D-line. Linebacker at 4 and 5. DB, no. Kicker, and no. So we're headed into the final season and have yet to make the playoffs. Do I need to just start cheating and be like, oh, 11-6 season, you know, there you go. I'm not going to show you the win-loss because, I mean, this team's really good. Don't need to show you. Like, what do I need to do? I don't know. I really don't know. The Bears, they're in the Super Bowl again. Apparently, they're going to win another Super Bowl. This is kind of crazy. Like, the Bears, fair enough, I don't really care what they do. But the fact that we're not making the playoffs, like, what more do you want from us? We're an 89 overall team. We have the best Big 5 in the league, 4 in the league. Rashad White has regressed 2 overalls because he is star dev. We may have to invest in another running back. Offensive line is one of the best in the league. Defensively, edge rush is getting there. A pace went up in dev, which is awesome. 84 overall, 26-year-old superstar. What are his ratings? It's actually pretty balanced. That's got to be Field General. Field General is goated after all. But yeah, I don't know what else I can do. Alim McNeil doesn't go up in dev either, which makes me really sad. Corner's kind of struggling a little bit. But Season 5, I mean, it's the last season. I don't really know what else I can do. So, I mean, there's really more of a reason to end the rebuild soon than other rebuilds. Fifth-year option from Frank Session. I mean, I'm interested, but I'd rather just re-sign him, especially since at the moment he has a re-sign interest of green. So it would actually be pretty favorable to not go the fifth-year option, maybe pay him $12 million per, and he would accept it. But $71 million, I mean, we're kind of all in, if you will, because we haven't even made the playoffs, and I have no idea what we can do to make the team any better, other than, like, throwing the whole house, I suppose. A.J. Brown, not really needed. Marlon Humphrey is a one-year, like, kind of massive upgrade, so I don't know why I wouldn't go with him and just put the other guys at, like, number 3. Frank Ragnow, meh. What is, like, the one shortcut position we could really use? Like, I guess defensive tackle, but there's not really a name here. 84 overall is not the best. But I suppose corner is actually kind of low, so I am willing to offer, and, I mean, we're the highest team, so I'm not really sure why we wouldn't get him. Right, so we're hoping we get him, and that's really that. How old is Marlon anyways? 31 years old. I mean, he could actually be a starter for the next couple of seasons even. Those corners we draft are young, so it's not like they have to start. And I've decided at this point I'm going to go full Rams mode. I'm trading Rachaad White, Boston, a 1st, 4th, and 6th round picks this year for Jonathan Taylor. I just don't know what else I can do other than, you know, fill the positions that have been kind of plaguing us as a non-elite status. This is by far the best offense maybe ever assembled when you look at the overalls. Honestly, like it's really good. So if this team doesn't make the playoffs, I mean, EA's got to do something. They've already got to do something, but they really need to do something with the sim if we don't make the playoffs. And honestly, I didn't feel the real need to scout. I'm going to be looking at, you know, the best available offensive line / defensive tackles and calling it a draft after I select one of them. There's really no point in scouting any further than that. Marion looks decent. Fox looks okay. Moreland looks okay. We actually do have a couple of options. I think DT's still kind of a need, but they're all gone. So I think Marion is probably like the best bet safe-wise. Boom, strong as well. Normal dev. Oh, I would have looked so smart if I would have gotten us hidden there. Oh, well, I mean, you know, I would have had him on my list scouted anyways, and it wouldn't have mattered. It would have spent the same amount of time on that and landed the bust anyways. A 3rd round bust, of course. This guy looks kind of cool. Michael Simpson, bunch of Bs. I thought there was going to be a hidden in there, but 95 throw power. Don't need the quarterback, but why not, you know? Green Bay with Michael Pratt in real life. Why not? You know, it's late. Value is value. And you can see with the overall, he is one of the types of guys that we would draft normally. It's just we didn't get lucky with the hidden dev. That's really all there is to it. Kind of curious this quarterback, though. All those Bs, was he actually decent? No real speed. Decent accuracies, and of course, insane throw power. 70 overall for this guy as well. Kind of saw him late. I guess he's just a block shedder. The final season, I would imagine. I don't think we're doing another season after this. I really don't know what it would entail. Like, make the wild card round, win a game, and then lose, or make the wild card round, lose, we do another season. I don't know. But usually 5 is the cutoff, and we haven't even made the playoffs yet with this insane squad with the Chiefs offense. It's do or die, I guess. Maybe this 3-4 is just blowing it for us, I guess. But we brought in Taylor on a trade. There's not much more we can do. I mean, we're probably going to be broke and lose half these players after the season. If that's the case, then there really is no point. But we'll see. I mean, it's a good start, but last time it was a good start. Of course, Jordan Addison now, you know, not really interested. Dallas Turner will get the contract. JJ McCarthy will get the contract. Hawkinson will see. Marlon will see, because we're got some names here, all right? We got some names, like a lot of names, but let's find out who we can pay. Jordan Addison, how many monies is this? Holy monies. This is literally more than Jefferson. Okay, I mean, $70 million and 2 wide receivers. There's no way we can afford this team. Like, there's literally no way. There's zero chance. 73 mil, and we're just now getting to McCarthy, who isn't even asking for, like, what he would ask for in real life at this overall. This is why, I mean, you might as well just sign him to a 7-year deal. Okay, more than that. 33 mil left after factoring that in, so Humphrey's gone. Johnston's gone. Session you keep, because the value's there, like a 5-year 33, and okay, he still wants more. Kalijah Cansey, I think you keep because the value's there as well, actually. But, yeah, there is no point in doing another season if this ain't the year, because we are going to be worse. Literally no point. 16 mil left, and we have to pay Hawkinson, Humphrey, Johnston, Bynum, McNeil, and we have to bump some of the contract negotiations that were already going underway. I mean, we literally can't afford anybody. Like, we're broke. I might have just made a huge L, because I can't even afford McCarthy or freaking Session now. Free XP for JJ McCarthy, 15k XP for a guy who already is X Factor. If we win and the Bears lose, we could have a bye week. We're waiting a little while, and the Bears do not lose. So we don't get the bye week, but we do have a very, very good season. Number 2 in yards, and number 3 for Mr. Caleb Williams. Pretty good start, you know, and lost a game against the Bears, who have just beat us countless amount of times now, but ultimately had a really good season, which will finally get us into the damn playoffs. JJ McCarthy, really good. Could be MVP. Who knows? Taylor, not much better than Rashad White, but I guess 0.7 yards per carry extra is still something. 3 receivers over 1,000 yards each. Almost 15 touchdowns for the top 2 if you combine their numbers together and average them. Jefferson was the worst, ironically enough, but I can't believe we're paying $100 million for the weapons around here, which, not even counting Taylor, but I guess they are very good in fairness. Turner killed it. Thompson killed it. The rest were pretty iffy. Interceptions, couple of interceptions here and there. McIntosh was amazing. Wright had one of his worst seasons yet, but was still over 50 yards per punt. Did we get MVP? Still no MVP. Number 2 to Lamar Jackson. That hurts. Number 5, number 6, number 9 for Offensive Player of the Year on the NFC side. Number 5 for Turner on defense. No offensive rookie, no defensive rookie. Best quarterback goes to McCarthy. McCarthy. Taylor, number 3, so that's Pro Bowl. Wide receivers at number 6 and 9. Offensive line at number 7. D-line, anyways, at number 9. Linebacker, number 1. DB, number 4. And then kicker at number 3 for perfect kicking. Okay, I'm not sure, but yeah, and the best part is we get to go against the Cowboys in the first game. Yay! We're 94 overall. We finally made the playoffs. No shot. The Falcons beat the Eagles, which is definitely interesting. I wonder if it's Penix now. But 7-3, 14-3, 14-10, 21-10. Please! Field goal is pretty big. They get the touchdown and the 2-point, and just like that, they're making the comeback. We're up by 7. We're up by 14. Now it's only a 7-point game. Score might have won it, and we'll win 42-35. The Cowboys are goated in sim, so beating them is a great sign. Let's be real. It is a great sign. Let's take a look at defense. Not really much sacks, interceptions for both teams, and then just kind of back and forth. We just scored one more touchdown than them. If we can at least get to the championship round, maybe the Super Bowl, I would consider it a win, but that Broncos one, it was kind of a struggle as well, but more deservingly a struggle, I suppose. Falcons, a little bit higher overall than the Cowboys, but we are still very much so higher than them. End of the game. The Falcons drive down for 3. We drive down for nothing. They drive down for 7. Not a great start. Down by 3 now. Now up by 4. Defense doing a pretty good job, and right before half we get a touchdown, I believe. Up by 11.5. That was a chance to win the game right there with a touchdown. Instead, it's open, but that touchdown might have caused the Falcons' season to be ended, and it will. 35-21, headed on to the championship round. Their quarterback, who was drafted first overall, I believe. I forgot about that now. Got outplayed by McCarthy, and Addison was amazing. Looking at the sacks, Kalijah Cansey with 2, Turner 1.5. And then half for Thompson. 1 pick for Marlon Humphrey, who's the pick master. And then McIntosh misses his first field goal of the season, I believe. To the championship round. It is the Niners. They're the highest overall team we've faced so far. 91 overall. We made the championship round, which is a win. But is it a rebuild win? Crazy enough, we started this one talking about, did the Vikings do a, lesser C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson? And the winner of this game, if we win, would be facing off against the Texans. And so far, we're hosting a shutout. Lenore picks off McCarthy, but it's not going to be enough. And when it's all said and done, the final season was worth the wait, as we are now in the Super Bowl. I didn't change the scheme from last season. Didn't change it one bit. I don't know if, Taylor was that big of a difference, but Taylor and Humphrey added to the squad. I mean, like I said, I like to make these realistic rebuilds, but when the game is going to be unrealistic, I kind of have to fight fire with fire sometimes. And even then, it's not like they were unrealistic moves. I don't think the Colts deny a pick 16 overall for Taylor. Would we trade for a running back like that? I don't know, but, we've seen luxury picks get wild in the NFL, so instead of going for an unknown luxury pick, we made a luxury pick trade for a player that isn't unknown. Either way, let's take a look at how the Texans got here, as I don't imagine, I was about to say, I don't think they would have had the bye week either, so just like us, through the wild card round, the Texans beat the Bills by 11. Then they beat the Ravens by 2. And then the Bengals by 3. Wow, they did not have the craziest battle to get here. It was not that good of a team, I ain't going to lie. Not a good set of teams, at least. A little bit of a Mickey Mouse run, some would say. Offensively, we really can't dev up, honestly, other than O-line, which is realistically impossible. And then we look at defense, and I don't think we had a dev up here either. Not McNeil. Oh, no, we did. We did. Geno Stone is now start of. Fair enough. But McCarthy, now a 95 overall. Looks like he's going to be a little weak in the medium to short range, but pretty damn good quarterback to me. 98 throw power after a +1. Yeah, short accuracy isn't great, but that throw power is insane. Throwing the run and play action is crazy, so just don't let him run at all, apparently. But here it is for all the marbles. Can this be the first of maybe many post-draft rebuild successes? I already said it. I've got the marble bag ready. I'm hoping that we are going to have all the marbles. 7-7, 14-7. Still 14-7. Oh, huge play. A pick with a 65-yard heave. And barring a miracle from Houston, we have won the Super Bowl. I genuinely didn't know what was going to happen in this final season. Adding Taylor was great and all, but we didn't change the scheme. So it's like, we already used our ace in the sleeve, if you will. And, by having those playbooks already set. But I guess Taylor and Humphrey were just that big of additions. As you can see, Taylor wearing number 29 there. Looks pretty cool, I suppose. Kind of reminded me of Chester Taylor. Did he wear number 29? I can't remember. But, yeah, J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings have got their Super Bowl win. No longer is the 0-4 troll from the NFC North a viable argument. It's McCarthy time. It's the Vikings' time to run things, although we're broke. So I am glad we do not have to play another season. I'm glad that we got the Super Bowl win right before we completely ran out of money. Of course, you get that boost in real life of salary cap, room. So you lose the lineman, you lose the corner, but that's really it. You keep McCarthy and you keep the cornerback. But McCarthy was amazing. One of the greatest, maybe the greatest Super Bowl performance of all time, just based on numbers. Obviously, when it's a game that's not even really a fight back and forth, you can't really compare as much, But, yeah, that's an impressive one that results in the dub. But I do kind of want to see where we would be standing if we did have to play another season. Once again, the salary cap in real life usually goes up, 15, 20 mil or more? So you would assume it would go up again. Don't know what our kind of removal options are, like who we can let go to save some money. But as long as you can pay McCarthy, as long as you can pay Session, I think you're cooking. But at the same time, I don't know. 66 mil, I don't think that's true. Is it actually true? Is that factored in already? What is the money he wants now? It's probably even crazier. 5-year, 234. Oh my God. We're nowhere near that anymore. 534, he says? Holy crap. What? What's the math on that? Okay, in fairness, he may not be wrong. It was under 50 per. Burgess, I think you just try to pay him after the fact. And then Session, what's his ask now? Don't tell me that was a 1-year 20-something. 3-year 21. So we're a little behind now, but overall we can still afford him, obviously. You just hope for that dev up. Did he say he's going to free agency too? No? Okay. We are broke, though. We are very broke. But the team is still in existence, I suppose. And here is the team. We already looked at McCarthy, but let's take another look. Why not? The very expensive man. $57 million to be exact. Break sack's not great, but throw on the run and the play action is really his biggest downside, if you will. But obviously that's not really super important. Justin Jefferson, I mean, he's beyond maxed. You'd like the speed to be a little bit higher, but 93 speed, 94 excel is perfectly fine. Almost basically 99 everything outside of that, though, which is crazy. And then Jordan Addison ended up becoming a 99 overall, and then some, as you can see here, as his second 99. Already was 99 with an upgrade. Bunch of different upgrades there, but release is terrible. You get a lot of that from him, Olave, and all these different wide receivers. They just don't get physical upgrades, and you don't get release outside of physical, pretty much. Taylor, I don't know why I even looked at him. He's always really good, and he just got here. Hawkinson, 91 overall, so he's pretty good. Speed's lacking, but route running's ridiculous. Catching's still good enough. Then we look at Darisaw, the 95 overall, who is just a goon. I can't even remember. What is his average sack allowed? Yeah, he was actually really good in this one. 5, 5, 5, 4. That's pretty impressive, even in Madden. Even in Madden, that's insane. What do we have? O'Neal. Yeah, I guess we'll look at O'Neal. Why not? Brian O'Neal, ridiculous as well. Run block power is a little iffy, but that is what it is. And the rest, I mean, I don't really care. They're CPU linemen. What do you want from me? Turner, the 99 overall. He also has himself more upgrade points, which gives him to 2 power move. Very fast. He went even higher in speed and excel, I believe. What else do we have? Session. That's not Session. That's Burgess. I don't know why I messed that up. Let's take a look at what he is up to. 2 strength is kind of cool. 95 finesse. Not the best in speed, but Session should have been better than he was. 87 overall is so low, considering we drafted him as a superstar very early on. Year 2 draft? Year 3? I don't even know. But pace, he ended up becoming insanely good. Basically another Eric Kendricks, really. And then we look over at Mr. Taylor, who's still pretty low overall, but he's also still pretty young. Barry Taylor, great block shed. His zone coverage is actually upgraded a little bit. Once again, run stopper is kind of the poor man's field general upgrade. Bynum, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters to look. And then the other corners, it really doesn't matter either. But Frank Session, he's come on the team for a while. Pretty damn good man. Corner, we have some other guys on the D-line. Kalijah Cansey, it's not really even our player. Donovan Thompson, 96 finesse was ridiculous. I guess we'll look at... No, why did they... let me control me, please. I don't want to be out of control. A little party. Kalijah Cansey, pretty good. Was he worth it? I mean, I guess. Aleem McNeil, 85 overall. He was a decent block shedder. But that's basically it for this rebuild. If you guys did enjoy, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate continued support on the channel. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PK plays for Madden content. And let me know in the comment section below what team you'd like to see next. Like I said, I'd think maybe the Raiders in my own head, if there's not a team that, a bunch of you aren't saying, or maybe there's a team like, oh yeah, that team, that makes sense. But that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video,